Come on, kid. What the? Dude, did I hear you harmonizing with yourself?
Actually, what's funny is I have that on a record.
You went nuts.
Yeah, and ironically, it's a ballad that I wrote for my partner.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's called Wonder Bread. It's on my band's album. So it's called Food for Thought. The band is called Mr. Mayo.
I love the fact that this is all just food oriented right away. That's hilarious, dude.
Yeah, well, it's a very like meme based kind of thing. All the like song titles are like very like meme oriented. We got a song called Chimkin Grease.
Okay.
You know,
What is chimkin?
Yeah, you know, like those memes where
I
it's
know
like
kimchi, but not chimkin.
yeah, like
Love it.
you know where they put like the memes where the dog's talking. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Chimkin.
yeah.
Shit like that, and you know, I didn't want to call it chicken grease because you know, like I'm not D'Angelo.
I met a dude the other day. I was hanging out and he had this tattoo and he had a piece of pizza on his hand right here. I was like, that's cool. And then I looked at the other hand and he had like, it looked like some sort of like dip. And I said, dude, what's up with the tattoo? He goes, love pizza with ranch, bro. And he goes, check it out. And he just rubbed his hands together like that. And I looked at him and I just went, that's insane.
Sometimes people need a reminder of what they love.
I love pizza and ranch, bro.
That's
ridiculous, right?
that makes me happy. That does make me happy.
Do you have any tattoos?
I don't have any tattoos yet.
You got any food tattoos, Jared?
Not yet.
Okay.
Dude, I'm not opposed to a food tattoo.
What
though.
would you get if you got a food tattoo?
I don't know, man.
You have to choose right now.
Probably an egg.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Just like an egg on a skillet.
Yeah, that's
like a
pretty
skillet
good.
with an egg.
That's pretty good. I'm going bacon, actually.
You're the bacon boy.
Big old piece of bacon.
Dude, so how long you been scatting like that over your playing?
Yeah, what
Since the
was that?
beginning?
Oh,
Because I think a lot of people are going to see that and go, what did I just see?
So I started playing when I was like 13 or whatever, and I always kind of I sang before that. I've always been a singer. My voice is a little hoarse today, so I apologize in advance. But
Getting that Eddie Vedder gristle.
yeah, yeah. But I was always taught like, all right, you need to be able to sing what you're playing because it actually like, and I, as a teacher, I've grown to know it's like you're connecting your auditory memory and your muscle memory together. You're firing those neurons at the same time rather than separately. Because a lot of people tend to do this. You know, and they're just playing patterns and stuff and not really actually hearing what they're playing. So that's a big thing. And then playing gigs and stuff, playing out, especially playing like R&B and soul and funk, and a bunch of people being like, "Oh yeah, that's a thing. That's like a stage thing." So for me, I'm like, it's just a parlor trick, you know. But I can like definitely see the merit behind where it came from too. It was like, oh, I feel connected because in truth, this is just a tool. This is the instrument. This is the instrument. These are the instrument. This is the instrument. These guitars that I built with my tech, he's man, guy has been.
What's his name? Give him a shout out, bro.
John Carney. He's in
cool.
Lapeer, Michigan.
What's up, John?
Like
John.
seriously, like he taught me so much just about setting up a guitar, making it feel good, and like it's okay to have preferences. And he's one of those older guys that wasn't like, well, it's got to be vintage. You know, he's like, let's see what's new. Like if you like what's new, let's find what you like. And that kind of became these two guitars, and I have a few others that I built with him as well. And there's a lot of just stuff on here that you don't really see. Like, so this is.
What is going on right there?
Wait, did that just go sideways?
Wait a minute. Wait. Is that a 5-way?
So it's 3, but then it's 6.
I've never seen that in my whole
It's
life.
a 3-way switch to sort of describe what's going on.
3-way is just 3 old school Fender style, correct?
Yep.
And you flick it to the right.
Yeah, it's this company called Freeway Switch, like freeway as in highway.
Yeah.
Found them during the pandemic, and it was just like,
Whoa.
oh, these look, because man, I'm not the greatest solderer on the planet, but I can do it.
I'm
But
a bad
It's just a pile of solder when I leave it.
I'm just, and then I burn the guitar, and then I burn myself, and I'm just like, and then I
why is
unplug
there
it.
no output?
exactly, I'm sitting there going with like tweezers and stuff. Going, ow,
dude.
ow.
That's the worst.
It's like playing Operation.
And then when you never can get it, and then you just like you're looking at the schematic, you're just like, I'm done, I'm doomed.
Also, are swearies okay?
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
If they're too bad, he'll put a pinch harmonic over
Yeah,
them.
it depends.
Like if I would say, mother.
I was gonna say fart, guys.
Oh yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, we're dirty.
But yeah, man, these guitars came out of like, hey, you have preferences, find what they are. And I found pretty early on, I really love like a flat, radius. The flattest I'll go is a 12. A little bit of ADHD. I don't know if you guys can tell. We were talking about the switch.
Yeah, I was gonna go back.
We're
to
going
that.
back to
yeah,
it,
we'll
don't
go
worry.
back to it. Just keep rolling.
Yeah, what's the radius give you though, as far as feel for lay people? What's a bigger or smaller radius? What's that doing for you?
So obviously, like for those that don't know, like the smaller the number, the rounder it is on the fretboard this way. So the higher the number, the flatter it is. So with the flatter radius, I feel like I'm not having to like jump like this.
Like your literal like technique, you can kind of keep your hand a little bit more.
Yeah, uniform.
Yeah.
So and I always say this too. People go, well, like, oh, they assume I'm a 3-finger player until I start doing the extra pinky stuff. And that comes from like, all right, a lot of my technique is built around this kind of, all right, within a 4th kind of fingering position, just because like Alan Holdsworth and guys like that. I really like the extended stuff. But then, growing up playing, studying all the blues players and stuff.
Sounds great. You got a great feel, brother.
Thanks, man. Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. You got a great feel.
I really dig like vintage style tones, so these are 3 Firebird pickups. There is a difference between Firebird and mini humbuckers. And whereas if you take the cover off of this, you'll see a rail magnet. If you guys are familiar with like P rails or anything of that style, it's 2 blades next to each other. Versus like a mini humbucker, you have the bobbins.
What brought you to the Firebird? Was there a certain tonal thing you were looking for, or did you get one and you were like, yeah, that's cool?
And it came out of kind of utility, just because playing single coil pickups and just having the hum, and then you work in studio and it's like, what's that noise? It's 60 cycle hum. Grow up, right. I love P90s. I love single coils. But it was those like, oh, hey, you're getting a lot of noise. And playing venues where they have like dirty power too. It's just like,
yes, dude.
You can't hear anything.
Right. All the tone that you've been spending your whole life building towards is just negated by some
People will say that
power.
to me, where they'll go like, oh man, my dream guitar is like a 54 or 55 Les Paul with P90s. And I go, that's amazing. But
You're gonna sound like a boombox.
I don't want to break your spirits, man. But you go in a historic venue with old power, chances are you're not really going to be able to hear that guitar too well.
So, and I really like, I'm very lucky that my father is very eclectic. So I listen to so many musicians. And Johnny Winter was one of them.
Yeah, dude, of course.
And so, you know, the 3 Firebird.
That's awesome.
For this one, the bottom row, so bottom row and top row, well, for lack of, you know, bridge, anything with bridge, outer 2, and then neck.
Okay.
The upper row just brings in the middle pickup. So this is bridge and middle, middle by itself, and then neck and middle. Yeah. All right, bridge. We all love a good bridge. All right, now this will be the outer 2. So semi-telly middle position. So that'll be that kind of like.
Man, that is nice. I like that sound. Good. That's cool.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Neck, you know, it's a good neck. And then let's see. And that's that difference between those, the mini hum versus the Firebird pickup is these have that like top end clarity that I dig. This one is these two together, and that's kind of that Mark Knopfler thing. And I'm not even gonna try to play like Mark Knopfler.
You're good, man.
Does that thing.
Does a hollow thing.
Does a hollow thing. Middle. This man does the really like good like slide tones, like middle position tones.
Cool.
So like, and I'll do some like fake slide stuff for a second. Let's see, like.
That sounds awesome.
And then the last one is that 4th position. So you get those really cool like man, I'm around you and I'm using less pick than I've ever used in my life.
Sorry, don't look over
It
here.
happens sometimes.
You guys are both so like inspiring to be around.
Dude, the feeling is mutual. I'm watching you and I'm, you know, it doesn't happen a lot, but it just happened when you said, oh, I do the slide thing. You ever have it? Remember when you were younger and you were playing with someone and they'd start jamming something and you're watching them so intent, you're like, where am I?
Yeah.
Like, I forgot where I was. I was like, wait a minute, what did he?
Wait, what was I doing?
What did I do?
I gotta play too.
So that kind of stuff actually came from like I do play slide.
Oh, you
like
do?
I can.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have one on me today. I usually don't think to bring one. We'll see if we can make it work.
I got a shitty metal one or a shitty glass one.
I mean,
Keyword shitty.
shitty.
That's great.
What I can tell about you
Fisher Price slide.
is, dude, you have really big ears. Like I can hear it. I can when he plays.
Yeah.
The thing that I think is so captivating to me when I'm listening and I'm watching you play is how big your ears are and how you're able to put there's certain sounds that you're pulling and notes you're not afraid to go to that I would be like, oh, I would never go there because I don't know how to put that in the vocabulary, if that makes sense.
That's fair. And that's actually like, I feel like, you know, one of my missions on this planet, but like, I really love teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of those things that people are afraid for are some of my favorite things to teach.
Yeah, you're like, let's go.
Let's go. Number one, like the chromatic stuff that people seem to be so, you know, so afraid to be locked in the box. Right. Number one, separate rudiments from embellishments. Chromaticism or anything like that, like half steps, they're just embellishments. So you can still have the boxes that you're playing. For instance, we're still in that G kind of thing. All right, let's just say we have this first, like, that little group right there. I'm gonna bend half steps into all of those notes. And so because of the quality of the guitar, you know, we're getting that vocal quality. When we do our regular vibrato, we're only getting above the note. You know, we're not getting below the note. This is actually something I think I've been having to, since I've been teaching, I've been having to like really think back to like, where did I come up with this stuff? And it's not like I came up with it, it's my thing. No, it's like who did I study that did that?
When did I start only believing this and I never knew anything else?
I think I actually got it from Brian May, because Brian does a lot of that stuff like covertly. He likes that opera kind of sound with the vibrato. So that was like, all right, I have a target note in mind. If I bend from a half step below, my brain isn't going, oh my God, I'm not playing in the scale anymore. My brain is going, I have a target. So it's about the notes that you're playing. It's not about like where your fingers are.
Yeah, it's not where you're sitting on the neck.
Yeah, so all right, I'm gonna throw you under, into
throw
the
me
fire.
under the bus.
All right, so two things. Kind of what I'm doing here, and this is a really popular sound in like the gospel like sounds, especially like if you listen to like Sacred Steel, like AJ Gent and his father Aubrey, or Derek uses that kind of sound as well. Derek Trucks, or Robert Randolph. It's two chords. It's literally just two chords. If you take the one chord and a two chord of a major scale and treat them as tension and release and put them on one string. Okay. You know, so first things first. All right, we're in the key of G, ladies and gentlemen.
Excellent.
All right, so we're gonna use the notes of a G major triad and an A minor triad. You guys both went to Berkeley.
We know those notes.
Hey. Yep. Hey, it's literally it's just the first. Yes.
Those three.
Yep, you did the inversions of the G. Now do the inversions of the A minor. Close.
Oh no.
And the way I love to teach this is, all right, we know singers are prima donnas, right?
Yeah.
You have a choir under your fingers. So each string is its own singer. And when you lay out these notes across the fretboard like this, for instance, if you do the G and the A minor, you have your target and you have your tension, right? And each string is its own singer. So you've got the low part, or like the tenor. You have the middle part, the alto, and then the upper part, the soprano, right? So now what would happen if you just laid that across one string? All right, so now let's think, all right, we got the G string, right? Open G. So that's one chord, two chord, one chord, third of the one chord, third of the two chord, fifth of the one chord, fifth of the two chord, and then back to one. So now. And that's that first layer. So try doing that across the strings.
No, just up to the G.
Up to the G.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah. And literally, you can think of it, play them separately too, so you can hear. Play the notes of the G. Perfect. Those are your targets.
Okay.
Now, if you go at it from this, come at it from above. Go target, tension, and release. Tension and release. Tension and release. Yeah.
And then maybe you won't take your finger off and it'll kind of keep that slide going.
Exactly.
That's an interesting way to think about
That's really
it.
cool, man.
And I think that is the joy of teaching, just articulating the stuff that's in your head. It actually makes you a better player, and being able to describe something, I think, is what actually can make a guitar player truly respectable, because some people can just rip in your face, and then when they try and show it to you, it's like, well, it's just this. And that, to me, I've had teachers like that in the past where they're incredible players, but they just can't teach. And being able to have that multifaceted skill set, I think, is really valuable, not only as a player, but as just a contributing musician to any group.
How do you see the fretboard? How do you visualize things? Because the reason I ask that is, as we know, we're all on the same road at different kind of stops. So whether you're just picking up the guitar and you're like, okay, I remember seeing up a string, right when you start. And then all of a sudden you find boxes and you find little patterns. I guess what I'm wondering is, when I'm watching you play and you're doing these kind of Daredevil style chromatic things, and I just think in my head, what is he actually seeing?
Again, it's that whole idea of rudiment versus embellishment. Number one, when you're practicing this stuff, limitation exercises are key. We tend to see we're taught these big scale positions, and then we end up just playing up and down them. And it's like, I know my major scales. Do you really? Do you know the sounds of it? Do you know where your targets are? Do you know what you're outlining? I always tell people, limit yourself to a space of an octave. So for instance, that thing we were just doing, I would also take that in the triadic approach, and you'll actually hear it.
Dude, when I listen to you play like that, it almost sounds like a tape, like the flutter of a tape.
It is.
I press play and sometimes it would catch up. It was cool.
And there's definitely a hula dancer somewhere.
Yeah. Here come the SpongeBob comments. But that's I got that from playing in gospel churches. Just that kind of 2-chord system where it's you have a target chord and a passing chord. Playing with keyboard and organ players, a lot of my stuff is derivative from that. And I love keyboard and organ. Shout out Antoine Kirkland. The silent assassin. He's one of those dudes you wouldn't be able to tell that he's insane.
What are some keyboard type things that translate to your guitar playing, since you appreciate him so much?
On guitar, we're taught these chord shapes and we're not taught movement, right? Knowing things like common tones, proper voice leading, as they would say in classical music.
Traditional harmony.
Yeah, traditional harmony stuff. Really good exercise would be a 1-4-1-5, and doing this from a triadic perspective. We're in the perpetual key of G. So if I do this inversion here of G, what's that? First inversion, 3-5, da da da. All right. If we're going to our 4 chord, we've got GBD. The common tone between the 1 and the 4 chord. If you spell them out, 1-3-5 versus 4, 6, and 8. 8 is 1. I'm going kind of fast here, but we can put this up here. So we have the root is in common between these 2 chords. So rather than going like this, which is what a lot of us do, it's not a bad sound, but you're actually gonna move those notes there. And people go, oh, that's pretty simple, right? Yeah. Keep it simple at first and then exploit those things, because you can get so much out of say we do a progression. We're just going, well, this is, I don't know if we can borrow this song.
Oh, we'll borrow.
We ain't afraid to borrow. What you got?
Gravity, right?
Oh, yeah,
the 1 to the 4 thing. All right. So being able to play between these. But you're getting the tonality of both of those chords. I'm not just playing a scale, I'm playing to the targets within that too. And the beauty in that is like, you feel less patterny. Patterns are great. We use them. It's an
old standby, like place a safety net for you when you're going out there. You can have your licks to fall back on to sort of connect the dots between your ideas.
Yeah, it's a little roadmap for the board in a layman's terms.
Here's another thing too. Think rhythmically. Once you have the right notes, if you're thinking just pure rhythms, pure motifs, as what they can be called, like. Watch this. I'm gonna do this. It's same chord progression. I'm gonna take "Mary Had a Little Lamb" and put it over this.
I love that song.
Right,
dude. 1, 2, 3, dude.
Targets in mind when I'm playing that. I was just seeing the notes of the chord,
right? And
I was going, I know what the right notes are. I know what the neighboring tones of those chords are. I'm going, hey, I'm gonna land on you.
Yep.
It's like I have an ending goal. I have something to kind of like aim. There's a difference between there's a really cool thing I saw. It was the difference between accuracy and precision. Accuracy is basically like, all right, you hit a bullseye, right? One time. Precision is like, you may not be hitting the bullseye every time, but you have 3 arrows that are in the exact same spot. That's precision. It's very precise. Maybe I have the analogy backwards, people. English. English isn't my first language, music is.
I also know that you can be precisely wrong every time. if you're like very precisely learned it the wrong way.
But yeah, dude, I don't know. It's just, it's a lot of this boils down to limitation exercises and like making myself stick to just what works. And then you can do the small things like, all right, now we're going to start bending in from a half step below all of these notes.
Let's go through like a progression of where you might start and where it's led you to, and we'll just play through that.
All right. So start with just these notes here. And then those are your target notes. You have the scale around that as well. I'm playing everything within an octave of B right now. The third of the scale, not the root. Don't be so tied to the root, people.
Let go.
We're not the bass player. We can play the pretty notes. But now it's all right. I have the notes of the scale. Now I can start using some of those bends. Doing that half step bend into any of the notes in the phrase.
Dude, I kind of do that in like a weird hillbilly way, But now I just, but still, it's like that style. Tyler, give it a try, brother.
I personally like the extra ones.
Go off.
I think I saw Jeff Beck once or someone do like one of those.
A little half step rub.
So take the notes of the scale across the string though.
Grabbing all underneath.
Underneath the entire thing. That's just like a really good limitation exercise and make yourself do that.
Also great ear training, man. Like really to get your talking about strings and your touch.
And not letting the attack actually die. That's the final boss of that exercise.
Well, and the fun part is coming back down. Coming back down is like way harder.
I caught it.
Oh man. Oh, it's all. That's hard.
It's like a recite the alphabet backwards or something.
Right before the week of my 13th birthday. I'm a September baby. Virgos. For all you horoscope girls out there.
Gemini here. The evil twin.
Pisces.
What does that say about your tone?
Tonoscope.
Dude, somebody would subscribe to that email letter.
I think it's a good idea.
Your weekly tonoscope?
Now we're talking, fellas.
I'm not even lying.
That was it?
That was the tune, and like hearing those like nuances in that tune. I did have lessons, about 6 months of lessons in the first 2 years. I got grounded a lot because I was
bad boy.
Well, I was playing guitar probably like 12 to 16 hours a day.
Whoa!
I had my guitars with me at school. I was that weird kid.
I was the weird kid too, dude. Bringing your guitar to school
In between classes, trying to get my homework done in class, so I had time in between.
Play guitar, yeah.
Dude, because I learned the riff. He's like, oh yeah, you have that. It's like, yeah, I'm going to teach you the riff, right? And then like, can I learn the rest of the song?
No, we normally just stop right here.
The rest of Smoke on the Water? No one knows that.
You mean you want to learn the... That was actually when I learned a power chord too. I was like, oh, so this is a power chord, but he's not playing it like that.
Yeah. Well, and then the Guitar Hero version when they're going...
Oh, yeah.
They had a little bit of a bounce to it when they didn't have the rights to the song, so they had to record them.
The little swing Smoke on the Water.
What is that? That is wrong.
I really want to learn that solo, though. Like, I can still play that to this day. Like, note for note. It's funny, I switched guitars just because new strings, people. Yeah. But I didn't have a bar, ironically.
So you had to learn how to...
That's literally that bar bend, but from behind of where it was.
Yeah.
And I spent like 3 weeks on this with this guy, and he was like, "You still want to keep?" I'm like, yeah, I want it. I wanted to play it exactly like the record. And my father, Kent Crawley, he a huge music collection. Like, I was so lucky.
Yeah.
So very lucky because he's a very eclectic guy. And he has about somewhere between 10 and 12 bookcases full of CDs.
Whoa.
That are alphabetized.
Oh, your dad's all in.
Yeah, alphabetized, and they're in chronological order within the alphabetization.
Kent, did you twist the Best of Deep Purple to the left?
Dude. No.
Where's my copy of the Eagles?
He's like, all right, you little it's Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Like he would know. I was like a toddler, and he had the box set of Zeppelin, all the releases. That first one, Zeppelin 2, I ripped the inner sleeve, and to this day, there's this little, he goes, and he'll pull it out and remind me. He goes, remember when you did this? Like, I don't remember when I did that.
I think about it every day.
He's like, just remember, when this is all yours, you did this.
Oh my gosh.
But he would sit there with me. He's not a musician. I'm literally like the only like one that pursued music in my family. And definitely my family was like scared of that a little bit.
They're like, what's he doing?
Yeah, like oh no. They had no like frame of reference. But what happened was he would sit there with me. He was like a big part of my ear training. He would sit there with me when he was home on weekends, and I remember very vividly, like, all right, I want you to listen to this. Okay. All right, I'm going to show you just one part. Listen to this part. And it was an old CD, like boombox CD player. All right, listen to this part. It'd be whatever song, and I want you to sing along with this part. And that's kind of where that singing stuff came into play. I want you to sing the part. Oh, okay. Okay, once you're humming it, I want you to try to finger along with it, figure out where it's at. Mm-hmm. Okay, now try to play with it. All right, now try and play without singing. Cool. Now I'm going to turn off the volume. And I want you to play the part, and it better line up when I turn the volume back up.
That's awesome.
So
that's funny. You said he's not a musician because he has very musical tendencies.
So he has. I to this day, I'll always like, if I ever have any like ear, like,
call dad.
Yeah, call dad. Like, hey, what do you think of this? And he'll be very like, oh, hey, can you like add like a shadowing guitar part to this? Like, can you put an acoustic on this, or like just something
Like a producer.
Yeah, he's got a producer's ear, and he's amazing. He's an audiophile kind of guy.
You bring me back to like my youth too, because like with my dad, it would be like I would be in my bedroom practicing something, and like he was like, I remember he was like, oh, you got to learn the Ventures and you got to learn like all this guitar music, and I was like, that's cool. And then I'd come out and I would show him. I'd be like, listen, and he would just be like, it's not right.
Yeah.
And he didn't know how to play, but he would literally say that. He'd be like, hey, you better keep working on that. And then, because it's like your dad too, I was like, oh man. So I'd go in my room.
Is it not important for dads to not give too much encouragement on the way up? You gotta leave some sort of place to go. If you just are constantly applauding your kid, I'm not a dad, but I have a great dad. And I think that the yearning for your father's approval, your mom's always going to give it to you.
No. That's a real thing though, bro.
That's like, I don't even know if dads do it instinctively or what, because it would be kind of weird to be like, I will not give all the love to my child. But I think it's just a natural, you want to see your kid do better. And as a result, you kind of skip over the patting on the back to be like, oh yeah, you're on the way. Now do it like this. And it's like excitement more than.
It's also kind of a little tough lovey, but not even like in like a really good way.
Yeah, it was. He would be like, he'd have those moments of like, yeah, that was good job, but it would you'd have to work for it.
Yeah, you got to work.
You know,
got to earn it.
And that was the. To both of their credit too, like they both supported, you know, as much as like my dad was more like, he's going to be good at this. And my mom was like, I don't understand what's going on. Like it took her until maybe like my senior year of high school, like what would have been like 5-6 years of playing. We had our like Christmas performance. I did Run Rudolph Run.
Nice. Mom's like, what's
Please tell me you like shredded some augmented arpeggios or something.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. No. I did do some like I was like into like Eddie Van Halen and stuff like that at that time, and the fusion stuff kind of happened around that time, but I wasn't.
You weren't there.
You weren't totally
quite there yet.
You were just on, boring old Van Halen at that point.
Well, man, and the thing about Eddie, man, like rhythmically, him and Hendrix both, like if you just like study both of those guys, and that at that time it was like, okay, that, and then I was also playing in churches. I started playing in like predominantly like black churches when I was 15. So having that plus that, it was like, oh man, I have a lot of work to do. And being in an area where people will tell you that you suck
straight up.
The couple times I got sat down, and it's being called sat down. It's like, oh, hey, you didn't do your work. No. It's you're subtracting rather than adding to the music.
Yeah.
It is the worst gut feeling, and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna do my work.
Right? When did that fusion path reveal itself to you? Because that is something that it's not your only trick in the bag, but it is something that not a lot of people can necessarily execute or really even understand some of the time. Is there a gateway guitarist that brought you in there? Or
not
how
a
did it go?
guitarist, actually.
Okay.
Saxophone player.
Great.
John Coltrane.
Oh, you got their Coltrane.
The first record my dad put on of Coltrane for me to hear was My Favorite Things. And that's like straightforward as like harmony can get. Like there's some cool changes and stuff in it, but it's like very diatonic harmony. One scale, it's most of it is the Dorian mode. Yeah. Ooh. So if you play an E minor 7, but then you take your pinky and put it on the 11. Yep, it's those two chords. So it's E minor 11, F sharp minor 11. And so you get to kind of, and any of those things and hearing. That's where the change is at.
Learning that kind of stuff. Did you have someone show you that?
I was paying for half my lessons, and it wasn't super consistent, but he knew I wanted to learn. I was learning from books, all the YouTube like REH videos, like
hot licks and all that stuff.
Well, one of the first videos I actually got into, speaking of like jazz, the first jazz thing I got into was like when I was like 14. It was the Joe Pass videos.
Yeah.
Like, and he's sitting there going, yeah, I don't overthink stuff, and he's sitting there doing like all this like really sick like walking bass stuff where you know, all that kind of stuff, which, you know, people are gonna be like, oh, that sucked. You know, I'm nervous, guys, you know.
No, you're doing it.
Here, I'll play some walking bass just to.
Woo! Oh yeah. Woo!
But the thing about that is you can learn one thing and kind of be a poser, and that's how I started. Because jazz isn't my forte, but I had to learn it all to, you know, pass my classes. And you find what about these genres actually translates to your guitar playing.
Most guitar players, when they see this chord, they go, "What do you think they play?"
We're gonna play some E. They're gonna play some E over it.
E minor pentatonic.
Yeah.
No.
Where's your head going then?
This is actually like the good lesson for rock players that are getting into jazz. Mm-hmm. This is Larry Carlton's money notes, or the don't play the butter notes kind of thing. Look at what the upper structure triad is. That just means, all right, when I spell out my chord, we know in Western harmony, we have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. Mm-hmm. In this case, for E minor, we're playing the 7, the 9, and the 11, a D major triad. When you have a D major triad, what scale goes great over D major triad? Play D major pentatonic or B minor pentatonic over this.
Yeah. Right. That's cool, man.
All right, so those are the 5 notes that you want to lean into phrase-wise. Those can be your targets. You can still play the whole scale. You know, it's just you have kind of I have something to latch onto at the ends of my phrases. So I don't know if anybody caught the reference there. Oh, of course.
Oh, I heard it.
Funnily enough, technique-wise, I learned economy picking the first month I started playing.
Okay.
Like that, I didn't realize that affected me until...
You took Rick Graham's course, didn't you?
No. Who's Rick Graham? No, I'm just kidding. Rick, I love you, mate. I really hope we get to hang at some point. But yeah, seeing guys like Rick or like Frank Gambale and I didn't make that connection until being around those guys, and that was kind of my foyer into more fusion stuff. He does the oh gosh, sorry, Frank.
Now, isn't that the one where the girls are like...
No.
Okay.
That's the other one. That's the Shop Builder.
That was... I remember seeing that when I was a kid, and I was like, yes, dude.
This is economy picking. And then doing the history search, it's like, he's one of the biggest proponents of like...
I thought Holdsworth the first time that I saw you play because of the stretches you were doing.
Yeah.
And I just identify him. You mentioned Sean Lane. Are there other guitar players that you... in that vein that you could cite? And like,
Frank Gambale, Scott Henderson's also a really great one.
Well, so
George Benson's
incredible.
George, and like how he plays too, like, and how he lays out the fretboard is very ingenious.
He scats as well.
He's
That's the first thing I thought.
Like I do. I scat like George does.
No, this is a good one. Good rephrasing of that.
It's just turned into that whole thing of like studying all these players and like getting that flow down. For instance, like the Holdsworth thing, and I'm part of the Holdsworth community. They're all nuts.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's he was a human being, you know, a wonderful human being. I wish I would have gotten to meet him. But like studying his stuff and just realizing, oh, okay, he had a very like mathematic approach. Did everything from a single string at first, and then he's like, I'm going to throw away any of the scales I come up with that have 4 semitones in a row. So he didn't actually have that frame of reference of like, this is the major scale. He did, but it was like from his own.
Yeah, he didn't believe in Eastern or Western. It was just Holdsworth.
Yeah. Or the whole idea of seeing the whole fretboard, like seeing the whole scale. So it didn't matter like everything. Like if I play just some like structures from the C major scale. You know, any of I think if I turn on all the
Can
goodies.
you give me some juice, dude?
That's home base. Yeah, it's so cool, dude.
Dorian and Lydian are the home bases a lot of the time because Dorian, what's really cool about this, that is the mode that is symmetrical. If you do the scale formula, forward and backward, it's the same thing, right? That's why on his charts he saw the experiment thing, supposedly. And all these are just triads over bass note kind of things. Or like going. You know, it doesn't really matter what I do. It's still in that, all in the same key. But progression wise, let's see. We can just go. You know, 2, 3, and 4 of the scale. So it didn't really matter where my leading around this is. This is a Brett Garza trick, but I call this lazy chromaticism. Play 3 notes per string, C major scale. All right. There's an extra finger you're not using every time.
Yes, there is.
Fill in the gap. Oh. Well, okay.
Oh shit!
No, not 4 notes per string.
Oh, no,
well, it is 4 notes per string. But yeah.
Oh, fill in the gap.
Oh, that's cool.
Right?
Wait.
Oh, don't slide. Yeah. And now adding that to that flat 5 thing earlier, you see how it's compounding?
Yeah, it's starting to
Sounded like a lot of off notes on purpose.
Conviction.
Yeah.
Conviction's everything, right?
Conviction is everything. And if you're not playing rhythmically, it's going to sound like a bunch of notes.
Sure.
But listen to Kenny Garrett. Kenny Garrett's an amazing saxophone player, and he's playing all this insane language. So go from a B sub. We're gonna groove over this, right? Cool. But all right, we know that we can land on these E minor pentatonic notes.
Yeah.
But I can play a B7 line, any scale of B7. It doesn't matter. Conviction.
Wow. Yeah.
Conviction. Exactly. Yeah.
It doesn't sound wrong to me.
Do me a favor. Play any stock B7 line.
Mm-hmm.
Do a B7 line, but then end in an E minor pentatonic line. All right. Whoa.
Oh, it's Fusion Jared.
I just literally, dude, if you saw my face there, I was just like,
Okay, for the folks at home, y'all know how badass that was, right?
That's Fusion Jared.
The fact your ears perked up.
Yeah.
Your ears went, I'm playing that?
Yeah.
Kent Crawley, where can people learn from you? Are you in via FaceTime or virtual or in person or all of the above? Courses?
So if you go to kentcrawleymusic.com, you can sign up for lessons there via. I have like a whole onboarding thing. I do Zoom. I do in person for people that are here in Nashville. And then I do have some courses on my website. I have a book out about chromaticism.
Wow, that's awesome.
This man wrote a chromatic book.
I did write a chromatic book.
Hey Ken, can I just play an A chord and you just like burn it down?
Sure.
Just literally, sure, bro.